Reading through the comments here on the Pigcast, as I like to call it, I chuckle to myself every once in a while. However, this stream, we're not starting off talking about how this channel is the next iteration of the Titanic. We're not talking about how this is the next iteration of the Titan, right? A little bit modern, up-to-date, submarine reference there, right? We're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about, some fun stuff. I have some fun activities for this particular stream. And by activities, I mean topics. But I figure calling them activities is more fun than calling them topics. Topics is boring. I would say topics is gay, but somebody recently responded on my Twitter saying, hey, your homophobic comments on the Magic podcast were really disgusting. And I didn't make any homophobic comments. So I don't know what that person was talking about. The word gay is not homophobic, you idiot. So who's homophobic there if you find me using the word gay homophobic? You're the bigot. So maybe you look at yourself. But we're here. We're getting things done. As you could see, the name of the stream is 6 days left. And that's in reference to the Kickstarter campaign that I've launched approximately, I would say, 24 days ago. And still 63%, I believe, is where we're at. It'd be very funny if the campaign decides to be a failure at 69%. That would just be a wonderful dose of irony, realism, and just a bunch of just so obviously that's up to you guys to make happen in terms of spreading the message, making sure that the general populace is aware of the deck's existence. There's a contingency plan in case the deck doesn't fund on Kickstarter. However, I'm still banking on the fact that we're going to be a massive success when it comes to this particular campaign. For the missing piece deck, maybe I should talk a little bit about the context of the missing piece deck. And this hat is making my head look extra bald. I realized placing this hat this way, I look extra bald, and I don't want that. I'm trying to look hot and young and relevant. So the Kickstarter is in regards to the missing piece deck. So that's what this is. So obviously something topical to a Magic channel. However, this podcast, the Pigcast, is not necessarily a Magic podcast. We're not here just talking about magic tricks and decks of playing cards. We're here talking about things that are pertinent in life. Like, for example, the Vice Guide to Having Sex with a Fat Girl. Or something like donuts and fucking Vaseline in their advertising campaign, taking advantage of the fact that a donut is in fact shaped like a bumhole. So we're going to talk about that as well. Lots of different topics. People stealing balls from people's hands in baseball games. That's something that tends to happen from time to time. It's a viral video that's guaranteed notoriety. I would say once a year, you have somebody that caught a baseball and stole it from somebody else. So today we're going to talk about that one. Vape. People's addiction to vape. Ugh. And reactions. What's this? Oh, reactions on TikTok. So we're action-packed here today, friends. We're action-packed. Everything is hot and ready. Now, I saw a comment saying, grass-fed Gary, right off the bat, you're getting the pin of glory. Sorry, let me give you a pin of glory that's not lagging. All right. Grass-fed Gary, you're getting the pin of glory right off the bat. Just for your comment here saying, what happens if the deck doesn't fund? A Netflix documentary? Potentially, I'll be the next Making a Murder if that deck doesn't fund on Kickstarter. However, again, I'll probably end up doing some sort of pre-sale. I'm going to do a pre-sale. If that's the case, much like a Kickstarter, I'll be doing it myself. I got a rah-rah speech from Daniel the other day in terms of the launching of this particular deck of cards. And while I disagree with a lot of points that he gave me as far as how I approach this, he is correct that there are certain things that I could have done to maybe levity the situation. But I'm still being positive, my friends. I'm still being very positive. What the fuck was that sound? I heard some noises in the background that I'm not necessarily a fan of. Oh, maybe because I'm not on here. So there you go. Now we're not making any noises. I didn't like that. I was making random noises in the back. So we have an action-packed episode as usual. I didn't see you guys for, a week. I don't like that. I want to keep these more up-to-date and fresh. So I'm relevant and in your face. One thing I've also discovered recently again is that one of the things that I should have done is a more aggressive email campaign list. I've acquired a numerous amount of emails in my time doing YouTube, and I've realized that I didn't put those to use. I've only put those to use maybe in the past week. So I'm considering doing a newsletter, as you've seen potentially. Me sent an email. If you haven't received an email, then I suggest looking at the community tab on my YouTube page, where I have a little post there talking about the potential newsletter. Seeing that, I might as well take advantage of amassed emails that I've gotten and maybe provide some sort of something to you. My musings on playing cards, virginity, tutorials, things like that. So that's in the community tab of my YouTube page. But that's nitty gritty. That's boring. Let me look at the comments. Let me look at the comments here that I've skipped. I don't want to skip any comments because people then accuse me of having the fame of this channel get to my head. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? Okay, hold up. I need to fix something. Give me a second. I need to fix something. This is bothering me. What is this show without production issues? As you could see, the background wasn't ready, so I decided to do that. And I didn't want to stand up because I'm wearing shorts, and the shorts don't look good with the little jacket and the Budweiser tank top that I've decided to put under. It's not really a good look. I don't recommend this look for very many people. Steve Brooksy said, "Stop it." I'd watch a PigCake cooking show. I'm not a good cook. I just cook for efficiency. I eat the same things every day. Turkey. I eat turkey patties, tuna. I eat carrots. I eat green onions. I eat regular onions, like a lot of them every day, and other proteins. That's essentially it. And coffee. So that's my diet. I remember when some guy's blueberry pancakes recipe was going around the internet in random comments. I don't remember that part. I probably repressed it. What else here? I never saw the climax of the Butcher the Pig story. As I mentioned before, unfortunately, Butcher the Pig found that certain rallies for anti-fascist organizations were more exciting. Although I do wish that we could come to some sort of consensus and complete the arc. But alas, my friends, I believe our political differences are too great to come together. Going through here, some other comments. Manel says, "Hane, I still dream about the day where they find peace in each other," referencing me and Butcher the Pig. If you're not familiar with that saga, it was a fun little saga. A little bit of a back and forth that we had. He gave me some puzzles and some great content, some moments that I'll never forget, but also, unfortunately, at the cost of finding out the true nature of his character. Let's see. Tengo derecho a hablar cualquier idioma que quiera. Cuando quiera. Deja de intentar silenciarme, says Pastel Descarado, which obviously means that he has the right to speak whatever language he wants. And if he wants to speak a certain language, it's up to him. Just like here, he says, Omar es el mejor. Hold up. Omar es mucho mejor que tú en todos los sentidos. I agree. Production value, deck pushing, a lot of things I would say Omar's good at. Beautiful wife. That's another one. Very jealous of that. Hungry and Hungover says, "Dude, sober. Good to see you here. Sober, by the way, Hungry and Hungover. I'm glad. I believe in the last live stream, you came in, you typed something aggressively, and then you dipped. I hope that was only an alcohol-fueled text and not anything else. Meth, I mean. I hope that meth wasn't involved in that. But here you say, hey, dude, I just want to say, even if you don't fund it, I love you. Best magician content creator. I bought mine as soon as they were available. Wish you nothing but success." Thank you. Again, I'm thinking positively. Even though it seems so far like it's not going to be a thing, I'm still thinking positively. I'm manifesting positivity here. What else here? Ed Blitch. Not Ed Bitch. Let me just give myself one of those. Ed Bitch says, yes, we need to see you more often. Collectively, all your testosterone levels dropped without you. That's true. I believe that this is the best channel for not only helping you out in real life, but also showing you some tricks every once in a while, showing you some magic tricks. But I feel like I'm different to other magicians where I'm trying to improve your life as well, giving you knowledge of things that are going on in the planet, also telling you certain bits of advice like shower, put on deodorant, don't be a virgin, things like that. Those are important things. Speaking of that, here's something that's not a virgin. So let me switch this over here because production value, right? I gotta love it. Hey, PigCake, how long have you been doing this channel? Oh, probably the better part since 2016. Wow, why is it that you haven't learned anything? Well, maybe you should mind your own business. I hate advertising in 2023. This is an official tweet, I believe, from Vaseline. I hope it is. If not, your boy got lied to. 30,000 followers. Huh, that might be a farce. I would imagine I might be completely destroying my story here. I can't click on it because I feel like, oh, here, okay. So it is Vaseline, but I would think Vaseline would have more followers than this. Either way, let's assume that I haven't been got by a false account, and this is actually Vaseline. Again, they're not verified, so this might be a waste of time. It does say join 2009, so it could be. It could very well be. I'm assuming I'm correct, as usual. Here, I hate this. Not because it's not a funny advertisement, but I hate this because in 2023, I've discovered a new form of speak. I'm calling company speak. The other day, I set up an account on a website, and then they sent me an email going, hey, man, we missed you, buddy. We're not friends. Me and you corporate entity. I don't care about you just as much as you don't care about me. I use your product, don't get me wrong. I use your product to make sure my skin is nice and supple, to lock into moisture once I moisturize effectively, to maybe over wound, to make sure that it's properly hydrated and good enough to heal. I use your product for that. But I'm not going to sit here and take your belittling in the form of trying to pretend to be my friend. So advertisers have really, and companies have really gotten to trying to talk to you like a person, right? And trying to hit you with advertising campaigns that are a little bit off the wall. Here, assuming that this is in fact the Vaseline official Twitter account for Vaseline brand, which so far is leading in the direction of it not being the case. What the fuck is this? What is this? This is disgusting, right? Obviously, we have what is representing a butthole before slugging. If you're not familiar with slugging is the process that I just described. You moisturize, you do your whole facial routine, and then you get Vaseline and you put it on your face. And because Vaseline is petroleum jelly, it's greasy and slimy, so you're essentially slugging yourself. You feel like a slug. So this right here, before and after slugging. Now, pardon my French here. Right? But this right here is representing what I would think of as a somewhat puckered butthole. Then after the slugging, something that represents, I imagine, a copious amount of semen, I notice that the butthole is now bigger. So the assumption here being that, well, this is before slugging and dry, and this is after not only a slugging, but a pounding. A pounding. The more I realize, or the more I say, the more I realize that this, in fact, might be a fake account. And I've been trolled into thinking that this is an actual advertising from Vaseline. I'm sure somebody in the PigCake community could do some research and find out if this is actually, in fact, Vaseline's, or maybe a conglomerate of Vaseline products, and let me know. Although I feel like I'm very incorrect for this. Goes to show you, my friends, dissemination of information. This is a good lesson in and of itself, right? Don't trust everything you see online. If you make an assumption about a product or a company based on, I don't know, a tweet from an unverified account, maybe do your due diligence before you set up the show notes and consider the possibility of you getting scammed. What else here? The best episode of this stream was when one person hijacked your speaker. I found out what it was. It was my neighbor's laptop, or I believe their mother's laptop that was connected to my speaker for some odd reason. And the sounds were, in fact, the sounds of Solitaire, Microsoft Solitaire. And that was the mystery solved. Steve Brooksy, but I guess it was an interesting stream. I found that stream to be a 10 out of 10. That was a fun one. You're welcome here. Please come back. Your wife beats him. Your wife beats his by far because nobody is perfect, says Manel. I don't know who you're referring to. Jason Heiss says, hey, Piggy, why did you decide on 12,000? Most decks, Kickstarters, are set between $5,000 and $8,000. Well, I said that thinking that that was low. So I looked at a couple Kickstarters. I looked at what I thought I'd be able to pull easily. And I was proven incorrect. I was taking Kickstarter fees into consideration, fees to the artist in consideration, and I thought this would be a reasonable amount. Well, maybe for the next one. Maybe now I know. I have a legit question. What video editor is best? Windows Movie Maker Pro won't run my video at the moment. Well, you know what? I have a very controversial take on this. I think the best video editing app is CapCut. CapCut is TikTok's free editing that you could do on your phone. They have a desktop version that I've been editing videos on. Tremendous. You have an access to a library of sounds. You have effects. You have a lot of things are under a paywall. But the free stuff, you have access to like hundreds of effects and transitions that are free. So why not use that? I feel like you're selling a lot of your information essentially by using the free video editing bit. But I've had a great time with it. And then a phone, you have all the features that you have on your phone, you could have on the desktop version. So I would use CapCut. Let me go through. Brianna Villacanyar, good comment here, says, don't complain about your Kickstarter failure when your shorts don't even loop. You're right. My shorts don't loop. It's a trend on TikTok, on Instagram, that your shorts have to loop. So the beginning has to be like, this is how you do this particular card trick. And then the end of the video has to go, and that's how you, and then when it cuts, it loops to the beginning where you said, this is how you do this card trick. I don't want to do that because I'm not in the matrix. All right, I'm outside of the matrix. I've taken the red pill. Oh God. So I'm woke. I'm fucking seeing stars. That was awful. Jumping John, a wrestling referee, which we're combining a lot of virginities here. We're combining the virginity of professional wrestling and the virginity of magic tricks, of course, leaving a comment saying, I enjoyed your wrestling magician video, Piggy. Yes, I'm surprised as to how many people actually are familiar with that. I forgot what his name is now. Fantasio, the wrestling magician, considering he only wrestled once on TV for WWF at the time, and miscellaneous appearances, including, I don't know, just some indie shit a couple years ago. But still, the fact that he managed to throw down was still very interesting, combining all our virginities. Although the one that I completely neglected was Jarek 120, as you saw from a previous stream where I found out that he's a recovering addict. So hopefully his journey is one of success, because he came in from a straight edge lifestyle, which I did as well. However, I came in from a straight edge lifestyle until I was 27. I discovered the strength and invigoration of liquor, and now I've not stopped. Although I have toned down because I've cut calories, and this is empty calories. However, this is very light beer, so I think it's worthwhile. Jarek, unfortunately, found the power of pills and drugs. So good for him for admitting his fault and hopefully having a successful journey in recovery. But let's see here. Watching a stream with a Bud Light and a Fleshlight. Those are probably the same. No, that's an awful joke. That's an awful joke. Not a good joke. Because if you ever try to stick your finger in a soda can and pulled it out, you'd cut yourself. So if you did that with your penis, it wouldn't be great. I really hate my hair in this particular stream. Let me see. Maybe I could liven it up here. Maybe a little bit. Oh boy, I might just shave the whole thing, to be honest, at this point. What other comments did I skip? Unbiased Magic Review says, hey man. Again, I always have to verify that it is not, in fact, Unbiased Magic Reviews, the legitimate one, and it is not. Okay, so I'm not going to get trapped again. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. Well, you're not going to fool me twice, right? This is the...
This is the neighborhood, and you are not welcome.
Was that the homophobic comment I made on the Magic podcast? I didn't make any. I think I made a reference to the neighborhood. Magic Buzz, I hope you knew a card trick when you post your breakdown video. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see, Magic Buzz. Hopefully I won't have a breakdown video. I'm just going to hit the ground running. I do have a plan in case the campaign doesn't reach success. But the plan involves. Hey! Are you a magician?
A magician?
A magician?
Do you do magic tricks?
Magic tricks?
Stop what you're doing. Missing piece deck of playing cards is out on Kickstarter. Get yourself a missing piece deck of playing cards on Kickstarter. The what? Missing piece deck is out on Kickstarter. Slow down. Missing piece deck of playing cards. The missing piece deck on Kickstarter. Missing piece deck of playing cards. That's so fucking funny. You know what? I'm gonna replace the pin with yours. You get the pin of glory, Magic Buzz. You get the pin of glory for that. Just because you made me giggle ridiculously for your little take there. Hopefully I won't have a breakdown video. Although I do feel like I have to, regardless of what happens to the campaign, I have to make a video addressing the success or the failure. So hopefully that video won't be a breakdown video. However, this right here is a breakdown video. And if I were Joseph Biden, I would have this man shot. This is by far the biggest crime you could commit, worse than being an old person driver. It's reacting to YouTube Shorts. So here we have Twitter. We have a tweet that says, if you ever feel absolutely worthless in life, just remember there are people who make YouTube short reaction videos. So this guy right here on top, as you could see from the fact that he stitched himself into this video, is reacting to another YouTube short. We know YouTube short. I've been dropping nonstop YouTube shorts this week. Engagement is the name of the game, and unfortunately YouTube seems to be pushing those way more than the actual regular long-form content that actually requires a little bit of effort. Although these require effort too, if you want to make them engaging. I digress. This guy's reacting to them. What is the function of this? This video could stand on its own. This one where the guy's drawing. You don't need Homeboy here to narrate what's going on. I have eyeballs. So what's the purpose of this? Let's go and watch it.
This is how you draw. Was it just a pig stick man? That's how you draw? Anybody could do that. Oh, wait, what? Oh, those were guidelines. That is insane. You can't even.
Okay, we have a problem when it comes to education in 2023. We have a problem. I have to say, I've always been the one to shit on the previous generation. I used to shit on millennials until I found out that I was a millennial. But Generation Z, I have no hope for Generation Z. We're raising a society of people that are perpetually on antidepressants. They're perpetually on, I would say, over-medicated on absolutely everything. Over-medicated, overindulgent, just a generation of upspeak, right? Where they make every single statement an interrogative, right? That sort of Valley Girl upspeak that every single one of these people have. And their knowledge is negative because they grew up with iPads. They grew up with phones. So they don't have to have actual knowledge in their head. They could just source the knowledge. And they're not even good at sourcing. So this right here is a perfect byproduct of that.
Even see the stick figure anymore. What? Now check this out. Is that the moon?
Here's another example, right? I'm glad that somebody compiled these into a compilation.
Daytime? What is on the moon? Oh, that's not the moon. What is that? You can see the camera moving. That's so impressive. That's so far. How's it so clear? Somebody explain what this is, because this is not the moon. Check happening now.
Okay, so a couple things from that. Sorry, I need to transition back here. A couple things from that. I could also be getting got right now. I fully admit I could also be getting got right now. Again, this could be parody. If this is parody, I praise you. This is something that you're faking and you're pretending to be an idiot for internet points. I found that one thing to do if you want to get people to engage on the video is you want to make a mistake. You want to say something that's incorrect, because if there's something that people love doing is correcting you. So the one thing that they're going to do is leave a comment correcting you. So you want that. So you want to make an intentional mistake on a video because, well, people are going to engage and it's a cheat code. So this could be very well a parody. However, I'm leaning based on the age, based on just the overall room. If you could see the background, he's got the lights, you know, he's obviously in his parents' house. The parents have a nice, just based on this, I could tell that he probably has a nice abode here. You have to know that this is not a real thing, right? You have to know that this is faked somehow, right? I hope that even this guy in his infinite retardation is well aware of the fact that this is done through post-production. I just hope. I would hope so.
Is that the moon during the daytime? What is on the moon? Oh, that's not the moon. What is that?
Whoa.
You can see the camera moving. That's so impressive. That's so far. How's it so clear? Somebody explain what this is, because this is not the moon. Check. Happening now as we speak. Whoa, that dodge. Dude, bunnies are such funny animals. They're so goofy. And they're so soft if you've ever touched one, bro. They're literally playing leapfrog right now. This is so...
Okay, I know what's wrong. I'm going to apologize again. I've been taking nothing but L's in this stream. And I found what the problem is here. Doesn't have to do anything with Gen Z. Again, certain factors do contribute to that. My initial hypothesis was incorrect, and I apologize profusely because this guy is in fact retarded. I should have maybe realized that this guy was... Actually, no. I take that back. I never called an actual person that has a mental disability as retarded. This guy's mentally inefficient. That's what it is. It's insulting to other retards to call this guy a retard. So I'm taking that back. I never want to make that mistake again where I refer to somebody that actually has a mental disability as retarded. That's not right. It's not me. And I'm better than that.
Be better. Be better. Be better.
But this guy's fucking retarded. So that is the solution to that particular thing. And I apologize for thinking otherwise. So if you're a Gen Z, I'm sorry. If you're someone that, you know, is a younger person that grew up with iPads, I apologize. And I hope that that guy's not representative of your group as a whole. Let's see what other comments here. Are you addressing failures? Are you used to addressing failures, says Iker. Yeah, I feel like you learn more from your failures than you do successes, though. Successes are, you know, whatever. But when you have a failure, you can learn from it. A success means you've already crossed that bridge. Look at the light bulb example, right, with Edison. How many light bulbs it took for him to get to the final one. Another one. All right. Go right here. Manel says, whoa, language. The sad thing is that these videos get more interaction than the original videos. That's the thing. Unfortunately, when it comes to content in 2023, the original, so the first accusation gets 1 million views. And then the redacted version, where they address their previous incorrect assumption or take, gets 20 views. So I feel like in that sort of vibe, that guy with his mental deficiency would probably get more, because I don't know, people go, oh no, I live vicariously through them. It's like having a friend. Whoa, you know, you're watching it with them. Some people don't have friends, so a reaction video is there so they can, you know, live through them and kind of have the same reaction. Whoa, yeah, dude, fuck yeah, I love them. I watch so many reaction videos. You know, it's great when they watch something that's already existing content and they provide nothing but just reactionary content, and it makes me feel really like I'm like, they're with me. Like, it makes me feel like we're friends. What should I put?
Be better. Be better. Be better.
Okay. This is the straight brotherhood, and you're not welcome here. If I ever go to that particular place, I might say that, but I feel like I'll get the vitriol and hatred of her kind. Her kind not being gay people, her kind being a very distinctive group of people that are not tolerant of any other ideals and beliefs. That's what it is. Although I do think the guy that shot the video is kind of a prick, because I think he was going to the area looking for a confrontation. So we'll see. But if I'm ever there, I'm definitely doing that. Hane says, clip that. Yeah, that is great. That is a clippable portion. I might just chop that up myself and put that on Instagram. Remember everything I just said about Gen Z and how I'm apologizing, saying all that? I'm going to take that back. Now, here's the thing, right? I'm a fan of cigars. I've mentioned this before. I'm a fan of cigars. I'm aware of the dangers to the mouth. It could cause oral cancers. Obviously not lung cancer because you're not inhaling a cigar. You're not an animal. However, I am aware that there is a certain risk. Now, there have been studies to show that contrary information. They have been more short-term studies, so they're not really, something you could really bank on. But it's still a decent thing. I rather smoke cigars every once in a while than not. It's an enjoyable pastime, and especially the culture of cigars I'm a fan of. Nicotine I'm also a fan of, especially because it's like caffeine. Nicotine gets a bad rap because obviously nicotine is associated with cigarettes. That's typically how you get it into your body, and that could cause pretty much every bad thing to happen to you just because the additives, the fucking shit they add into a cigarette to make sure that it goes from being something that you could just smoke. Do me a favor, try this. Get rolling paper, get some tobacco, and just roll it in there and roll your own cigarette. You're going to see that you're going to inhale that in 2 puffs. You're going to essentially go through that in like 2 or 3 puffs. Whereas with a cigarette, because of the additives to make sure that the process of smoking is longer, all that shit just slows down the burning, and that's what you're inhaling into your lungs. You're not inhaling tobacco. You're inhaling all these other shits. So it's not good for you. Now, again, this is coming from someone that likes cigars. Nicotine, I don't have as big of an issue with. People are really into Zyn pouches. The ones you put, I tried one a couple months ago, and I threw up all over the place. I'm a Zyn bitch. I tried it. It's a 3 milligram, so it's nothing of nicotine. I put it there for like 30 minutes, and I felt like shit. The rest of that, I've tried it in little doses here or there, just putting it in there and seeing what effects I get. Same shit as caffeine, just elevated awareness, all that. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. However, when it comes to vapes, you're combining the worst of all the worlds. Why? Because you have this fucking thing that you carry on you. Some people have the can where they're just there vaping in a bar, and I unfortunately find myself to have been one of those guys that just, used to vape just for the flavor. And I would find myself at the bar vaping, and old women would be like, oh God, so much blueberry scent in the air. You fucking troglodyte. I'm sorry, I ruined your palate with the wonderful smells of blueberry, fucker. Now, I've turned on that. Vapes are awful. What it does, the water vapor attaching to your lungs, gives you popcorn lung because of the ingredients used in the vape liquid, and the nicotine addiction to this particular thing. Just because when it comes to a cigarette, at least it requires a process. You have to get the cigarette, you have to go outside, you have to light it. There's a process. A cigar, there's a whole ritual. A vape, you could just take a hit anytime and put it down. You could just take a hit and then immediately put it down, and you're introducing nicotine into your system. Now, I get that I just made the argument for Zyn pouches, and you could have a Zyn pouch in your fucking shit for all day if you want. However, I don't know. I find it less douchey than a vape. And this is the perfect representation of what a vape turns you into. A Gen Z iPad zombie. Which this is just, boy, let's break this down here. Look at this right here. Right, let's just look at the fit. He has Gap shorts. Nothing wrong with Gap. I'm a fan of Gap. He's got the Nikes and some sort of weird color scheme, some mocha bits. I don't even know. The long black socks, the overindulgent back lean on the chair. It has to have the cell phone in his hand. Sunglasses. I'm a fan of sunglasses. I don't really care about that, but you have to earn them. You have to earn the fact that you wear them indoors. You can't just wear them willy nilly. So. That usually people would gravitate towards that, but just the baby face, this is a child, this is an 18-year-old. This is not somebody who's paid taxes. This is not somebody who's, had a real method of employment. This is coming from a professional virgin. But this right here is just the perfect representation of Gen Z. And that's just the outfit. We haven't even gone to what he does.
Give me my fucking bag! Fucking now! Oh, it's a cute knot. Give me my fucking bag! Give me my fucking bag! Give me my fucking bag! Give me my vape. Give me my fucking vape. I don't know what he's doing. Give me my vape. I'll call the mental. This guy was kidding. Give me my shit. No.
So if you're recovering from the cringe that you just experienced, I'm not going to apologize for that. I'm not going to apologize. This is something that we all had to go through. Notice the immediate lack of any sort of adrenaline control, which comes from a sheltered individual, somebody who's been staring at a screen for way too long. And imagine on this, you're adding anti-anxiety medication. You're adding potentially Adderall. You're adding nicotine. You're adding vape. You're adding the screen time of you just being constantly on your phone. You're getting that constant reinforcement. So the moment this baby decides to, I don't know, not have his vape, instead of his like, hey man, whatever, just give me the vape. All right. His immediate reaction is to start screaming like a baby. Where's my vape? Give me my fucking vape. Give me my fucking vape. Listen, man, first of all,
you know, we're living in a society.
We live in a society. There's a way to do things, right? Now, granted, I don't know if there's some sort of, maybe they stole it from him. Maybe there's, but just look at the position here, right? This overindulgent. You see Snapchat pop up on his phone. It's the first thing that pops up when the screen turns from gray to whatever the fuck.
Give me my fucking vape.
And here's the thing. I immediately assumed when I first saw this video that it's a prank, right? You see people do this all the time. They go to a public area and they start screaming, whatever, ha ha. No, the body language here. So I'm turning into Spidey, analyzing this guy's body language. Look at the body language. This is not a prank. A guy that's doing a prank would just start screaming in a weird position and then go around that. He starts off in this overindulgent position. And instead of making his point of giving my vape, he just has the need to scream it out loud.
Give me my fucking vape! Fucking now! Oh, it's a cute now. Give me my fucking vape! Give me my fucking vape! Give me my fucking vape!
Now here, what you could see is that even though you think he's screaming and he has a lot of conviction in what he's saying, there's no action. And I believe that's from fear. I think this guy's never had anyone tell him no. I believe his mom would give him an iPad, and then he's looking at the fucking screen all day, and then he's hitting up the vape whenever he gets a chance, and he's probably on some sort of fucking dumb medication that he doesn't need because he has a hard time focusing. What? So homeboy here decides to have a mental breakdown in what, a Dunkin' Donuts?
Give me my fucking vape!
And had he had conviction, he would have stood up and grabbed the vape. But he doesn't. He thought that this would be enough for the guy to go, hey, here, take your vape. Here you go, man. You screaming. Now, I'm going to reinforce that behavior by giving you the vape. And you see that when an adult comes in and says, hey, man, you can't be fucking screaming here. Give me my shit back. So he has no interaction ability. He has no skills, no social skills. Tell him to give me my shit back. Is that really the way you talk to a stranger? In their establishment or the establishment of their employment? I don't think so. So there's a lot that could be told from this particular video. Damn. Yo, I skipped the most important part, which is where he gets clowned. Let's see. Yeah, so obviously that guy lost that interaction. But again, a perfect example of Generation Z at work. Gen Z behavior. Homeboy doesn't have his vape. So that's his reaction. Don't do that. Don't be like that. Be better.
Be better. Be better. Be better.
You never want to be that person because the internet's forever, and now you're going to be forever branded as that person. And they're going to find your name. They're going to find your employment. They're going to find your family immediately. Trust me. Trust me. They're good when it comes to this sort of stuff. The internet is. So although they haven't found that shotty from the airplane, I don't know if you remember the last episode that we did, the last Pigcast, where we're talking about the shotty that apparently saw a lizard person in an airplane. Nobody's found her yet. That's kind of disappointing. And I thought that I had a unique take, by the way. I have to take it back as well. I thought I had a unique take in finding that woman attractive. No. My entire Twitter is inundated with people finding this airplane girl just completely riveting. Let's go back here. Jimmy D says, no. See, look, I hate to put my knee up here because you could see that I'm wearing shorts. But I've also, the blood has reached has been removed from my foot. So I have to keep it up here. So you have to indulge me here. And I look kind of naked, but whatever. Can I cover this? Yeah, you know what? I'll cover this. Fuck. I am just the absolute worst person. Oh, yeah, great. I thought I was going to move the little pig logo. Whatever. Deal with the knee. I don't know what he's talking about, Jimmy D, unless you're talking about Nick and nicotine. There's worse addiction than cigars or vapes. I agree. Heroin, I would say. Meth. That's fucking cringe. Like tatuaje sticks? If so, I could get you an invite to Saints and Sinners Club next year. Damn. I don't know if I've ever had tatuaje. Even though I could say that correctly. I've never had that particular type of cigar. I'm a very cheap guy when it comes to cigars. Every once in a while, I'll get like there's one called a Leather Rose from Drew Estates, which is just my favorite cigar of all time. Although my beater cigar, which is the one that I've smoked the most of, are factory smokes, just because they're about $1.50 to $2 for a good quality cigar. And, you could vary the flavor, vary the taste, or the flavor being sweet. That's my go-to cigar. Factory Smoke, Drew Estates, $2 for essentially a really good quality cigar. You're getting way more value for the price. But I have smoked a lot of cigars. I have a little list of cigars that I've gone through. Let's see what else here. Totally worthless. Yes, I know, sir. Gotta buy from the Gap. You ever see The Greatest Freak Out Ever? This guy is giving that kid a run for his money. Yeah, I believe you're referring to the one where he sticks a control remote in his ass or through his underwear, ostensibly in his bum hole, which was a fake video. That was a fake video. That was a fabricated reaction and not a real one, unfortunately. The internet found all the Shia LaBeouf flags with no problem. Yeah, that was another can of worms. If you've ever seen Internet Historian, he's a wonderful, I would say, orator of internet history. And one of them that he talks about is Shia LaBeouf and his He Will Not Divide Us campaign for, I believe, the Donald Trump election in 2016. And they found those flags with no information. It's very impressive. Look them up. Waja says okay, I already mentioned that one. Sorry. Free World Burning says, so gross, right? Manel says, sometimes give that personal information directly without knowing it. Yes, like accidentally connecting to my AirPods and not realizing that my AirPods have my name rather than Piggy or Kickstarter, where you assume that they're not going to put your fucking name on the campaign, and they put your fucking name on the campaign. So good to know. But that's Gen Z in a nutshell. I really hope that you guys are better than that. Even if you are Gen Z, don't do that. Don't be that way. Be better. Please make me wrong. I want to be wrong about Gen Z. I don't know which one to get into. I guess this is another one. This is a Gen Z heavy episode here. There's another example of Gen Z, but a different type of Gen Z. A Christian Gen Z. A rare Christian Gen Z. I feel like a lot of Gen Z is not necessarily atheist, but like militant atheist. Just like overly anti any sort of God or religion. I feel. I don't know, from my experience in dealing with them as a former teacher. But what's this? Don't get me wrong. I'm a fan of some Christian shawties, right? I love a good Christian shawty. A girl that's going to go to church Wednesdays and Sundays. She's dressed conservatively. She doesn't show everything that she has. When she goes to the beach, she's wearing like a onesie. And she's wearing pants, right? Very conservative dressed. I love that. I'm a huge fan of that. Which is, I might have a thing for Orthodox Jews. That might be another thing. So that might just be adding to it. Jimmy D says, sorry, I was talking about popcorn lung. We should chat some time about that, says Jimmy D. I imagine that you have some investment in vape for you to be against that. But I assume that there's a lot of also misinformation on sort of things that could come from that. I do remember specifically that it was a certain type of ingredient in flavoring for vape that would cause that. And it's done in excess. So when it's done in excess. But the thing about vape is that it's almost designed to be done in excess. This right here, I guess, to not digress further. Okay, before we finish watching the rest of this, this is a challenge video. I'm challenging you guys right now. This is a challenge Pig Cake Challenge, first ever. I challenge you to watch this video without looking away or cringing at some point. If you make a puckered face like, ooh, like your face turns into that like an asshole, like you go, ooh, you lost. So watch this video and don't make a face. I'm going to try. I lost. Did you win? Did you guys win? I don't know. Now, there seems to be a Christian coalition here, I believe. You don't have to prove it. You just need faith. A cross-country energy for sure. So I'm reading through the comments. As a Christian, I'm mad because I know what you mean. So how is church camp? Is this Utah? Speaking as a fellow Christian, rhythm is the last thing we're taught. Homeschooled. I think he's onto something here. I believe these comments accurate. Let's watch it one more time. Again, another challenge. Oh, I believe they're doing a whip, which was a popular dance move in 2019. Little whip, right? Little whip, I would say. You always do it in jest. Every time I've whipped, I always whip aggressively, but I always do it in jest. I'll have it to you guys figure out which one in this video is the most, I would say, egregious. Let's see. Is it this guy? Is it jacket? Sorry, sweater? Is it hat? Is it awkward girl? Is it even more awkward girl? Is it it's this guy. It's this guy. I couldn't even hold it back. There's a couple things that make me cringe exceptionally for this guy, and that is the strength of the whip. The strength of the whip. So he has to jump up, and he comes down, and then you see the shorts. The length of the shorts as well. And he's whipping so aggressively that he has to, he almost loses balance from how aggressive that whip was. So it's this guy. Look at that. And then, okay. I've noticed another thing about this video in particular. And I'm going to apologize again, just because I believe that these people are not up there entirely. I'm guessing that, again, it's a group of people that are not efficient in the brain. And I apologize for what seems like making fun of them. I'm not. I'm pointing out the dance. The dance is cringe. They are incidental, but the dances they did, that was cringe. So don't get on me. Tuscan says Westboro Baptist Church members must be wild in bed. I agree. You know for sure they're quoting scripture. They're talking in tongues. I just saw Jim Caviezel doing the Lord's Prayer in the original language, and that sounded kind of odd. It's not really a very attractive sounding language. But same thing with the Westboro Baptist Church people. I feel like they'd be talking in tongues and just be spewing shit. What else here? They're just kids. Let them have fun. I want to have fun making fun of them as well. Making fun of their dances. So Jimmy D says, yeah, the ingredients found 100 times more in cigarettes, which is never mentioned as causing it. And yes, I was invested in the industry, I guess. But there's nothing wrong with that. Obviously, you'd be somebody that's more vested in this sort of thing and would have more knowledge than somebody like me, just a consumer. But I think my conspiratorial scam is that, and I think it's true because Philip Morris is the one that funds the truth campaigns against vaping and stuff. And there's a very anti-vaping sentiment, which is done by cigarette companies, which is kind of odd. I had cigarettes for the first time maybe 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. Overrated. Cigarettes are awful. They're terrible. They're not good. They taste like shit. They make you feel like, I guess you get a little bit of a nicotine buzz, but gross. And it lingers and it's an unpleasant scent. Whereas tobacco leaf, some people like that scent. You know, that scent of tobacco. It depends if you have like a sweeter tobacco, but cigarettes just always smell atrocious. And they remind me of my uncle's breath.
This is the neighborhood, and you are not welcome.
There. Let's see here. And Puskin also says, nah, call them along their parents. And Jason High says, the girl. So there were two girls, but they were equally as cringe. I thought I just saw a cockroach. I was about to lose my fucking mind. Especially because it's hot here. Let's see, it's 85 degrees now. It was 96 degrees earlier in the day. They come in, regardless of how good I am at cleaning. They like to come in from the hot environment and come out to the coolness of your apartment. So I've put out little traps, the little houses, and I've noticed a lack of them. And I've also sprayed a copious amount of bug spray around. So if I see one, I'm going to be very upset. Bassmaster, good to see you here and not in some other nefarious chat. Good to see you here. How's the Kickstarter coming along? Well, it's 64%, 64%, with 6 days left. So that's something I'm actively working on, making a really aggressive email campaign, trying to get people to look at it that maybe haven't looked at the channel in a while. I've reached out to certain people to maybe push it and shill it. But we'll see. I think I have one more thing that I'm going to try and see if that works. And if it all fails, I still have a plan. So I still have a plan. But it does require a pre-sale. So we're going to be doing a pre-sale if it all goes to shit. So the deck's going to come out whether I make nothing on it or whatever. It's going to come out regardless. So that's going to be a thing. I don't care how. If I have to squeeze it, it's coming out. So you're going to get those decks. If Kickstarter doesn't work, then I'm going to do something else. All jokes aside, 75% sure. That's a special needs organization, and my joke are in loving God too much, not them. Okay, Hane, so you also agree with me. Every time I see a video of these people doing these dance moves, they're always very white. Yes, I think that's part of why they have no rhythm when it comes to the moves. These moves were invented by very rhythmic people of color, and unfortunately, it's hard for us to catch up, even though I'm a person of color. So technically, I would be rhythmic. But if you ever seen me dance, it doesn't work. I only dance when I'm absolutely demolished, and because of the fact that I'm demolished, I don't dance well. But I have less care, so it works out. Let's go through here. Oh, God, climate change. Glad to hear. I can't wait to get my sweaty hands on them. I want you to get your sweaty hands on them as well, Bassmaster. But unfortunately, I overestimated my reach when it came to doing a Kickstarter. Earlier, somebody was asking me why, or Jason asked why I put him at 12K and not something like 8. And it's because I assumed that 12 would be something that I would easily be able to play with. And then maybe add certain characteristics and features to the cards, like having them print with, Cardamundi rather than this, or have certain features added to the USB-C printing. But it seems that we're going for bare bones printing of the cards, at least so far. But I still have high hopes. Go through here. I quit smoking almost 3 weeks ago. Should have quit years ago. Yes, that's definitely, I would say, beneficial. Again, I'm very hypocritical because I smoke cigars. I just had a nice cigar with Daniel the other day. Just a fucking nice little, it's a meditational thing with cigars. Although you do have to be mindful of the risks of oral cancer. Or what's the one that Michael Douglas got from eating too much vagina? He had throat cancer, I believe, because he was just eating so much vag. So that is what you could get with a cigar. But I think you have to be smoking a lot of cigars. Congratulations, Michael Lawrence. Yeah, I guess same. I had to say congrats to you for trying not to smoke. If that was you, in fact, that was trying to stop cold turkey. And addiction is tough. Piggy's right. Hand has blisters. Gay, I love cigars, says Free Will Burning. I could have guessed that from your profile picture, that you like cigars. You seem a fan of, what's the name of that account I follow? It used to be Tim and some other guy that he has Zeal cigar reviews. I watch both of them religiously. They used to make videos together. And then something happened where they separated, and I'm very upset because their videos together were very... very good, but that's a niche of a niche. I guess let me go into this right here. Vice. I'm a huge fan of Vice. Used to be, rather. What they've come to so far has been pretty shitty. I believe everything's gone downhill ever since they fired a certain former founder. And here, I guess, is the perfect representation of that. So this is an article. I thought it was fake. Turns out to be real, as you're going to see in a little bit. Good morning. I will not touch the fupa. So here it says, hint, touch, and I cannot stress this enough, the fupa. If you're not familiar with what a fupa is a fat upper pussy area, right? Did I turn the light on? By the way, Manel, you just reminded me that I should have actually turned the light on behind me, which is kind of upsetting. But here it says touch, and I cannot stress this enough, the fupa. The fupa is the fat upper pussy area, right? Or the fat upper pubic area, as some people have been known to call it. This is an article as to how to have sexual intercourse with a fat girl. They called him fat. I'm not calling him fat. The article did. And as we're going to see from the article and the fact that this video is going to get demonetized immediately, this is an article as to how to have sex with a fat girl. Now, the fupa. Here's the thing. Right, let's talk about a fupa. I'm a fan of a fupa. I know that might be controversial as somebody who's claimed recently, proudly, openly, to be a fat-phobic person. I claim, without any sort of scrutiny whatsoever, people accuse me of a lot of things. Hey, PigCake, you're this, you're that. And I say, no, you're wrong on all of those fronts. I'm not this-ist. I'm not that phobe. I'm not that-ist, right? I'm none of that. However, I am a proud fat phobe, and it's for your own good, right? It's because I care about you and humanity. I want to see humanity. I want them to see it through. And unfortunately, have you ever seen a fat 70-year-old? No, and there's good reason for that, because they don't make it to 70. So I'm here for your own good. I'm here for your benefit. So don't think that I'm out here just poking at your little chubby belly just because I'm being rude and aggressive. I'm doing it for a good purpose, a good, wholesome purpose. So the fupa on a skinny girl is one of my favorite things. That little thing, that little bump, huge fan of that. Now, there gets to a point where there's a little bit more girth, and there is a defined and rounded fupa. That's when I had to put my hand in your chest and go, no, thank you. I'm glad you came. Good luck. And that's when I walk away, as I've had to do to certain people in bars that have hit on me, that I've made an attempt grabbing my penis underneath the bar table. I've had to explain and go to them, no, I'm sorry, good luck, I'm rooting for you. Something to that effect. So here the article goes into somewhat detail as to what you should do. Let's read the first paragraph together. Popcorn reading, my friends. The first few times I fucked as a fat girl, I exclusively wore my boyfriend's Superman hoodie to hide my body. I was a size 16, a size 14, and it was 2009. Sorry, I was 16, a size 14. Size 14 is pretty rotund. Long before body. Have to drop the Opie and Anthony meme there. Long before body positivity hit the mainstream or my Tumblr feed, I could have guessed you had a Tumblr. Now, as a 26-year-old woman wearing a size 20, so you could see she's increased 6 sizes, the shagging game, and she's English, has changed year on year as my body has gotten bigger and the dating pool has gotten smaller. Good reason for that. With plus-size partners, we could press our bellies together, grab each other's bodies, and enjoy the thickness of our flesh in privacy. Or other partners, if they're game for group sex. Sorry, just an involuntary reaction there. But okay, hold up. Okay, but fucking a fat girl, when you don't know her, what she likes or what she dislikes, is apparently a minefield for most people with slimmer frames. So she's going to let you know and lecture you as to what to do. Now, that's the same thing with everyone, by the way. You can't just make assumptions as to anybody that you happen to court enough to sleep with. You can't just make assumptions. So, yeah, that's goes without saying. Now, with a bigger girl, I imagine there's going to be a lot of things that you're not going to be able to do, such as picking her up, throwing her down, giving her a spine buster onto the bed, which is my signature move. You're going to have to do your due diligence there. Sorry, I just keep thinking about the rules. Before fucking somebody new, I feel the need to address I'm fat before we meet. Well, I think that there are certain people that... let's actually see the person that wrote this. Gina Tonic. I hate the name. Gina Tonic. It's a play on gin and tonic, if you have to explain. I tried orgasming. I tried to orgasm using only my mind. Of course, you can only get so far when nobody wants to sleep with you. But seems to be a very prevalent thing to talk about sex with this particular writer. It's a universal truth known by fat girls that fupa is the most intimidating part of our body. No, I would argue it's the belly rolls, the thighs, the thunder thighs, the back fat, the turkey neck. If you want to fuck me, fuck all of me. All right, that's enough for me. Oh boy, I thought I was going to be able to get through that. I'm sorry. I know usually I have more elaborate things. I go through the article, but if you want to fuck me, fuck all of me. I just can't go through that. Oh boy. Let me see if I could read a little bit more. Sorry. It says the hottest shags are the ones that grab my belly like it's a third tit. That grab my belly like it's a third tit. Oh boy, this is harder than I thought. Okay. If you want to fuck me, fuck. Okay. I'm sorry. I can't go back to it. I thought I was going to be able to. I can't. So that's some tips from Vice magazine. If you want to read that particular article, I'm not going to talk about it. It's oh boy, one of those. Lost my virginity on acid with her. I imagine you're talking about my first girlfriend being a big girl. She gave me head during the first time I watched Rocky Horror Picture Show. I think you got to do everything at some point. At some point in life, you got to do everything. Even if it's something you disagree with on a fundamental level, you got to try it, right? Just experiment. Now, would I ever experiment with something bigger than I'm comfortable with? No, thank you. But I have made some, questionable decisions when it came to certain courting of women. Speaking of fat people, any Bert Kreischer fans here? I'm going to say something unequivocally here as well. I don't know if you're ready for this. Bert Kreischer, whatever you want to say with his name, I don't even want to bother pronouncing his name correctly, is the unfunniest person in the entirety of the planet. I know. There's over 8 billion people in the planet so far. You have to assume somebody isn't funnier than Bert Kreischer. Kirsch, whatever the fuck. Have a better name to pronounce, okay, buddy? He's the unfunniest person in the planet. I don't get it. I don't get Joe Rogan. I don't get everybody that defends him. Tom Segura is his partner in a podcast. Tom Segura is probably top 5 funniest people on the planet. What do you see in Bert? I don't get it. I don't see it. I've seen interviews. I've seen hours on hours of content from Bert, and everything is atrocious. He is the least funniest person in the planet. And I'm saying that well aware of Brendan Schaub. I would argue that it's worse than Brendan Schaub because Brendan Schaub doesn't have as much reach as Bert. Bert has mainstream. How is he funny? How does he have a career? The guy drank too much, and that was his career. He made a career out of being an alcoholic, essentially. What?
Be better.
He's the least funniest person on the planet. So I just had to put that out there just because. Unequivocally, he is just... Freewheel, did you see Tim Curry's face when you come? Fat girl, Rocky Horror, PTSD. Tim Curry, who's played absolutely everything. So for him, from that role to now, it's pretty sad to see him in his current condition. Tuscan also says, you're missing out. So many places to fuck, so many roles you could lift up and fuck it. Great article. Yeah, I would say, if you want to just consider a role something fuckable, that's your prerogative. I think God, when constructing the human, said, we got a perfect thing here. We have a penis and we have a vagina. Essentially the inverse of each other, right? They're meant for each other. Somewhere down the line, someone somewhere down the line said, hey, I got an idea. Turn around. You're repulsive. Be better.
Be better. It's
a perfect thing. It's meant for each other. It's designed for one another. And it's also designed for procreation, to sustain human life. And yet somebody said, no. Let me fuck your knee. Yeah, girl, give me that knee. Yeah, give me them feet. Give me that foot. They're fucking her toes. You should be ashamed of yourself. I'm done. Let's see what else. This is great content, says Michael Lawrence. Thank you. I appreciate that. You also said, I got really good with my fingers. I could move them like octopus tentacles. 10 out of 10 fingering. I would say that's TMI. But then again, I feel like I'm also TMI. Let the music play, DJ, says Manel. I don't know what you're referring to. H3H3 community calls that a FUPA. H3H3 unfortunately has passed on. I believe they used to be great from 2015 to, I would say, 2020. But then, alas, my friends, you know what? No, 2018. I'm not even going to give them those 2 years. 2018. And then everything's gone 9/11 since then. I guess let me get into this one over here. This is something that I mentioned happens, I would say, once a year. An individual that gets their baseball stolen, and everybody gets up in arms. Now, I'm obviously on the side of the girl here, but
we're supposed to be friends forever.
she's kind of hot too.
But
Let's see. She has a forehead, but we can probably combine foreheads. Right, let me not play that, because then it's going to be caught. What's going on? Every once in a while this happens where it's like a little kid or something, and they grab the ball, and the ball is meant for somebody else, and then, oh look, the stadium does this whole thing where they present the bat signed by the entire team because the ball was stolen. Now, obviously, I'm on the side of the girl. The guy's a prick. We live in a society.
You know, we're living in a society.
The trajectory of the ball was obviously towards her. You had to reach in her personal space in order to grab the baseball, right? So the whole situation from initiation, the premise is shit. You're an asshole. You're a piece of shit, right? Let's just start at that. However, I'm tired of seeing these videos. I'm tired of seeing these fucking videos where somebody grabs the ball, where somebody just steals the ball from somebody. I hate watching these. I see so many of them, and then they get popular, and then it's like a whole thing, a whole back and forth. And look at the proximity too, which is also obnoxious, right? This guy has to reach into her personal space, grab it almost from her hand, and then he knows he did something fucked up, and then turns to give it to, I don't know, his fucking son. I guess if this was a fly ball, maybe it might be different, but you could see the trajectory. The baseball players, obviously, they're all scum, right? They're looking at pussy. So he sees a attractive girl, so he's going to throw the ball at her, right? It's what you do. So she has her hands open. I don't think the guy has his hands open. We can't see him. But no, look, his hands are down. And then he brings them up. So he just blatantly steals her ball. Let's see what the comments have to say here. Even the player was like, what the hell? Let's see. Let me see if the player reacts in the background. I didn't see him react. Unless maybe they're pointing at him saying, hey, look. Let's see. Maybe when he's throwing the ball. Oh, yeah. He kind of slows down and he's like, all right. Yeah, I could get that from that particular body language. That's messed up. Now Pop's getting thrown over the rail. Her face said it all. I would cry. Same sort of shit that happens every time I see this video or this type of video. And then obviously the mascot's going to come down and do all this shit. Just be better. It's stupid. I'm tired of seeing videos like this. It's always the same dumb shit. It's always the same stupid thing. Oh, they caught it. They handed it. And then somebody came in, a Karen, and she's like, hoo-hoo, I earned it. It's like, no, you stole it. You stole it. And now you're a thief. And now you're on the internet. So even if, for example, there's context here, there's no context because it's by the rule of the internet. Let's see the actual original. So this is the original video. I'm looking at it now. I would have been fighting. My anger issues cannot. So old guy handed it off to youngster and kept it. Such a gentleman. Yeah, so same shit. But stop making those videos. All right, I'm tired of seeing them. That's the point of me showing that video. And the last thing here is deck. I guess deck. Talking about the deck of playing cards that I have on Kickstarter. The missing piece deck of playing cards. They're right here. I've obviously launched the Kickstarter campaign, as I've been mentioning, in every single avenue that I have, whether that's Instagram, YouTube, email, Patreon. Every single platform pretty much has gotten some mention of my deck of playing cards. The campaign is currently 64% with 6 days left. So it ends on the 19th. Again, not saying you have to, but saying it'd be greatly appreciated if we could actually rally together and make that goal happen so we could actually go through with the printing of the deck. And we don't have to go through some other contingency like a pre-sale or some other, a compromise, essentially. So hopefully we'll be able to do that. But I've been sharing it diligently, also talking to people behind the scenes, having them go through it and had them, see what they could do for me as a favor. But hopefully we could come through. Hopefully I could come through with this particular campaign to a completion, to a successful completion. Doesn't seem like the stretch goal is going to be something that's possible, but still the possibility of printing the deck itself is something that I'm looking forward to. So hopefully that's going to be a thing. We'll see. As I mentioned before, I'm doing a newsletter. I've committed to it. I put, a little survey where if I get enough votes out, no, I'm doing a newsletter. So if you want that, look at my YouTube. Let me see. Let's actually show it here, youtube.com. Now I have to find PigCake. Let's see what happens when I look up PigCake in a neutral, on a neutral thing. So let's see what first video comes up on YouTube. So it's a live stream. And all the live streams come up. And then another fake psychic medium analysis. That's what comes up. So that's kind of cool. Although all the live streams are the ones that come up first. That's a little bit interesting to see that the SEOs favor that. But here, I put a little post on the community tab with a link. The link is not a virus, I promise. It's this, which is a little newsletter that now I'm starting. So I've put a couple so far. This is, I believe, the second one, the third one. I'm doing one every day until the actual campaign is complete. And then I'm going to do them twice a week. So it's not going to be something that's inundating your inbox. But little things, little messages here or there, some potential tutorials, just little dumb ideas. So I thought, why not if I have a nice, not a substantial email list, but maybe enough people that might actually enjoy that particular thing. So that's something that I'm doing. But don't worry, I'm not going to annoy you when it comes to the fact that we're going to be inundating your inbox with emails. Let's see. Stripes make her hot? Yeah, stripes do make her hot. Typically, a girl in a jersey tends to be more attractive. There's something about a girl that likes sports because it lets you know either she's into sports or she's faking it, which is also hot because she's faking it because, she's trying to fit in. And I find that quirkiness kind of cool. I got my memory back. I know everything you did back in 97. I saw everything, Piggy. May 28th, watch your steps. I don't know what that's in reference to. Manel, usually you're spot on when it comes to your bits, but I'm not necessarily sure as to what you're talking about there. I would appreciate an explanation, though. Let's see here. TikTok outlawed where I live. I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if that's... where do you live then? I don't know if the states individually outlawed it. I assume, again, from your... profile picture that you are a red-blooded American. I'll buy one. Case of beer got you. That's funny. Support your local beer, BTW. I'm supporting Modelo Oro because it's what it was in my fridge, and it is 90 calories, which I do not mind consuming. Although beer gives you titties. So that's the only unfortunate thing about beer. Fucks with the estrogen. Gives you estrogen, allegedly. So I'm not a huge fan. However, I'm a fan of liquor, but liquor tends to make you do things that you don't remember. This is the end portion of the stream, by the way. We've exhausted all the topics, and now's the portion where we talk about things. And I look at your comments, and we have a back and forth, and then we end it. Although I am considering doing a marathon, like a 24-hour thing, the last day of the actual campaign. I'm considering it. I don't know if you guys would be down for that. I would definitely be annoyed because just the thought of that sends shivers down my spine. Maybe I might do little breaks here or there, little bits, right? But a 24-hour stream is what I'm considering as a final fundraiser for the deck. So we might do that from the 18th, or maybe the 17th to the 18th, maybe. We'll see. I'm still considering it. Z Nice 1983 says that happened to me at a game, a Yankees game. David Robertson threw me a ball and some other dude got in the way and took it. That's annoying. That's really fucking annoying when they do that. But I don't want to see it in video anymore. I really don't, because it happens once a year. typically. You see a video like that. And I hate it when it's a kid because obviously everybody's going to care. And you should be an asshole because you stole a kid's ball, you idiot. Now, what I would do is that I would take advantage of generosity and I would conspire with the kid that have him look all cute and like he's never caught a ball. And then I'd steal the ball from him and then conspire afterwards where we could split the material they give him. Because for sure the guy's going to get a baseball, he's going to get a signed bat, he's going to get a jersey. And then we can, figure out how we split it and then potentially sell something on eBay. Did you manage to put that Python thing to work? No, unfortunately I did not. I think I tried it maybe twice. I tried doing 2 more things and it didn't work. Manel, unfortunately. What else here? Let me skip through this. Seinfeld says Free World Burning. I don't know what you're referring to there. Seinfeld had a nefarious dating sort of history. I believe people gave him shit for being 75. My goodness. I know a lot about. I almost put a PigCake Magic Academy ad. Don't forget about the PigCake Magic Academy. Still a thing. But he was 36 and dating a 17-year-old. But I believe 17 was the age of consent in New York. So people were up in arms about that. But technically he wasn't doing anything incorrect. But I do remember that. There's a video where a ball hit a kid in the groin. An adult acts concerned and slyly grabs the ball. Best part is the announcers calling it. That's great. These announcers have zero fucks. I always like to look at announcer fail compilations where, they might say something they didn't intend or whatever. It's always fun to see a professional announcer say something that sometimes gets them fired because we live in a world where you can't say something, even if it's accidentally, without someone going, that's disgusting. If he said it, it was in his mind. Ever heard of fumbling on words? We've all done it. You could watch public domain /fan movies in the 24-hour stream? Maybe. I mean, I'd have to figure out what I could stretch out 24 hours to. Obviously, I'd have topics and content like that. But 24 hours, that seems like a lot to do a stream, annoyingly. But alas, if that's what it's going to take to potentially put more eyes on the channel, to put more eyes on the Kickstarter, then that's what I'm going to have to do. I feel like I'm going to get demolished, though. Pigs use the clean. I hate this YouTube thing where the heart is there blocking. Pigs used to clean the NYC streets, says Free World Burning. I don't know if you're referring to police as pigs or actual literal pigs. I imagine at some point there were probably pigs in the streets of New York. Go through here. I know I've skipped a couple comments. In China, they fat shame a lot. Yeah, which is why they don't have an obesity problem. I don't think they have any sort of problem when it comes to obesity or diabetes. But their diet is also pretty atrocious. They would just eat muck. Oh, look, it's pancakes made out of dirt. Or it's a cricket and a half a dog that I've gotten in certain parts. Not all parts, but in certain parts. Which, no thank you. Here, if you eat a dog here and the internet gets any wind of that, you're done. For life, it's over for you. So you can't even do that anywhere in the States. Real pigs. That's funny. I could send you links to good movies, a 1-hour Mario fan movie, and a Dark Power Ranger fan movie. That sounds like porno. That sounds like you're gonna trap me into watching porn on the stream. Magic Buzz has kept the actual pin of glory. And nobody's got a pin of shame. That's actually a good thing. Talking about the deck, talking about anti-vaping is sketchy, cigarette funded, but it all should be 21 plus like beer. I agree. Because it's way too easy. I mean, you're going to get it if you want it. If you're a child and you want to vape, you're going to get it. It's a very easy thing to procure. However, I do think that at least a good due diligence should be put on 21 and over. I hate seeing these fucking high school kids just nicked up. You don't need that. You're a ball of energy. You're 15 years old. You don't need nicotine. You don't need uppers. You're good. You don't even need Red Bull or maybe a Coca-Cola every once in a while, but you don't need fucking Adderall to focus. You have nothing but unabridged energy as a 13 to 18-year-old. So what do you need the nick? Oh, yeah, you just want to be cool in front of your friends. Shut up. Go through some other comments. I skipped Gen Z Christian. That's hysterical. Sometimes you got to give personal information. I already referred to that one. Tatuaje, I already mentioned that one. I think this might be a stream, my friends. This might be the end of the stream. We've reached it. We've come to a successful one. I like to now give advice, typically, from what we've talked about here. I already gave advice to potential would-be Gen Zers, which is don't vape. You don't need it. You're retarded. You're a ball of energy. Take that ball of energy and use it for something productive. You don't need an upper. My goodness. And if you're a parent, oh boy, I would slap the shit out of the kid if you catch them vaping. Just reinforce the fact that it's a bad thing that they're vaping. You don't want to be complicit and be like, oh, it's just, it's just a pen they have. No, you don't want that. And especially the weed pen. Imagine being a 13-year-old and just hitting that weed pen. It's over for you. At 13 to 18, your brain is not fully developed till you're 25. So imagine the eggs you're scrambling from 13 to 18. I think at 18, whatever, you're legally an adult. You can make decisions. Okay, whatever. At that point, fry your shit. But don't give your body the ability, or don't deprive your body of the ability to develop cognitively by ingesting all these unnecessary things. I know that Scientology gets a lot of bad rap, but one thing that I think I agree with is their anti-medication. We're over-medicated as a population. Psychiatry is a ridiculously overfunded endeavor where people are just handing out like Tic Tacs. I remember when I went to the urgent care not so long ago with chest pains that ended up being anxiety, and they were so quick to prescribe all these downers, Lexapro, whatever, I forgot the other names of them, but they prescribed all these anti-anxiety, anti-depression medications. I'm like, what? Immediately? All you got was just me saying, oh yeah, I have chest pain. I don't know. Are you stressed out sometimes? Maybe. Okay, here's Adderall. Or sorry, here's this anti-anxiety medication. You don't need it. You don't need it. Now, granted, yes, sometimes you might go through some certain episodes or events, and if it's a pervasive thing that's preventing you from living, you do need some sort of chemical intervention. But typically, for most people that deal with regular stress, you really don't need to be more medicated than they want you to be. So that's the one thing I agree on with Scientology. The Xenu stuff, I don't think so. Don't be an asshole and grab baseballs that aren't clearly directed at you. As a matter of fact, I would point at the guy first and go, hey, man, thank you, as I'm getting the ball, to let him know that this is the ball is coming to me. And this guy, give him shit. I noticed that girl just immediately looked awkward. Give him shit. Hey, that ball was for me, asshole. You fucker, you piece of shit. That was for me. The guy clearly gave it to me when I put my hands out. So what are you doing? Be better.
Be better. Be better. And
also to the people that post those videos, stop it. It's annoying. So we covered that. If you're a Christian and you've been asked to dance on camera, don't. You're going to have a Cuban magician make fun of you. You're dancing, not you, because you could be potentially mentally deficient. But don't dance. It's cringy. You got no rhythm. All right? Take lessons. What else here? Reaction videos. I guess we talked about reaction videos. You're dumb. I guess you're playing the algorithm, but you have a single-digit IQ if you do reaction videos in that style, as we talked about earlier. But that's about it for advice. Remember, Nancy Pelosi is doing insider trading. XRP is good today. Thank you for that. Whatever happened with Ripple. So your boy made some profit on XRP today. I'm at least proud of that particular investment. However, Nancy Pelosi has an unfair advantage when it comes to investments. Check out the deck, I guess. Usually I like to end with that, but I do have to end with some sort of, not a plea, but a sort of nudging in that direction. If you decide to subscribe to the email list, then I'm sure you'll be hearing my takes tomorrow. But other than that, I guess I should have like a thing that I end on, right? What term should I end with, or what sort of thing? Like, be free, get fired, be brave, that sort of shit. What should I say? I don't know. I need to come up with one. Leave whatever you think so as a comment section. Leave whatever you think I should use as a way to end these in the comment section. Hey, are you a magician?
A magician?
A magician?
Do you do magic tricks?
Magic tricks?
Stop what you're doing. Stop what you're doing. Missing piece deck of playing cards is out on Kickstarter. Get yourself a missing piece deck of playing cards on Kickstarter. The what? Missing piece deck is out on Kickstarter. Slow down. Missing piece deck of playing cards. Missing piece deck of playing cards. The missing piece deck on Kickstarter. Missing piece deck of playing cards.